Hi, it's me again. Today I'm going to talk to you about Austria. After leaving Paris, France, my friend and I decided to spend the rest of our vacation in a little tiny town of, let's call it Grimsdorf in Austria. The train ride was pretty much unremarkable, but the town itself was left behind in time, so to speak. The people that we stayed with had an old farmhouse, but they were also building a brand new inn right next to it, and we were the first guests to be there. We were the only room with a door, which was pretty good, except the door didn't have a lock, which caused many problems. On the second day of our stay, we noticed that the door opened just a little bit, and then all of a sudden a whole bunch of workmen just marched right through our room while we were still in bed and exited out of the balcony door. That happened a couple times. When we finally found a safe way to make it to the bathroom and get showered and changed and asked what was going on, we were told that the workmen had still work to do at the rest of the inn, and ours was the only way they could actually get to the balcony part they were working on. Okay, no problem there. Then a couple days later, we opened up the back door of the inn, only to be pretty much, well, how can you say that? I ran into a dead rabbit. Let's put it this way. Now normally you look down when you see a dead rabbit, but this one was nicely strung from the rafters and pretty much swinging right by the door. Why it was there, I don't know, because that night we had goose for dinner. I actually never saw the rabbit to be eaten at all, so I really don't know what happened to it. Well, in all summer vacations, I met up with a very nice looking guy. Well, I thought he was very nice looking. He looked, well, I don't know if you guys familiar with the old actor of Marty Feldman, not to be confused with Martin Feldman, the guy from the Lord of the Rings series there, but I'm talking about the one with the bug eyes from Young Frankenstein. Yeah, that's exactly what he looked like. He had bug eyes and he was a, let's call him a trumpet player, even though he was playing a different instrument. What?
No, it's your thing.
Yeah, it's my thing. I thought he was the cutest thing ever. My friend was also busy. Um, she found the friend of the son of the owners very interesting. So it worked out rather well because that person also lived at the inn, so I had the room for myself and my friend went over to the other guy's room. Since we didn't really have a lot of things to do there, we mostly got drunk in a local bar. And on one of those occasions, we had to walk back home, and we were walking down the railroad tracks, and we heard a train coming. Uh, we looked in the wrong direction and saw that there was no train on its way. No, we kept on walking and walking until my friend finally said, he said, I think there is noise coming a little bit louder. So we turned around and sure enough, there is that train barreling down on us and we barely had time to jump off the tracks. Lesson learned. Never walk on a track. My friend's grandparents came for a visit and they were nice enough to take us up onto a glacier. Now, like I said, the night before, we went partying again, so when we had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, we weren't too thrilled about that prospect. On the ride up to the glacier, now you have to imagine those are the Alps, so the roads aren't straight. They're pretty much curvy and windy and God knows what. And my friend's grandfather absolutely took every single corner like he was in a Formula One race, even when he was only doing 30 miles an hour. Somehow he managed to just make our stomachs more squeezy than they already were. By the time we reached the top of the glacier, my friend and I, we were so upset in our stomachs that we had a hard time keeping everything down. And there's a very famous of the two of us just sitting there surrounded by mountains and ice, and we look absolutely dreadful. Our vacation came to an end rather soon, and on the way back we went back to our little train station and there were two trains. So I asked the nice gentleman which one of the trains goes to Germany, and I could have sworn he said track 2. So we went to track 2, boarded the train, and off it went. Couple minutes, maybe half an hour later, we were asked for our passports and the tickets, and we found out that this train was not going to Germany at all, but this one was heading straight to the Italian border and was not stopping until it reached the border, which caused a minor problem because we were not heading that way. At the border, we had to leave the train, and the border people were very nice. They gave us food and drink, and they found it absolutely amusing how we could confuse Italy with Germany. We were promptly put on the next train from Rome that headed towards Germany. We boarded that one and we made it home safe. Next time around, I'm going to tell you about Spain. Have a good one. Bye.